Today, I'm presenting two simple case studies. Let's start with the first machine. This Dell laptop is not turning on. Let's start by checking the standby power rails. As you can see, the 5 volts always rail is present, the 3.3 volts rail is also present, and both the 1.8 volt and 1.0 volts rails are available. The BIOS chip is also receiving the correct power supply. I checked the rest of the circuit and found that everything was as it should be, so I decided to reprogram the BIOS chip. Here, I'm removing the surrounding components to protect them from heat damage. Then I'm using a hot air station to remove the BIOS chip. After that, I place the BIOS chip into the programmer. Next, I open the programmer software, select SPI25 Flash from the drop-down list, and click Read ID. Now click Read to read the data stored on the BIOS chip. The process may take some time, depending on the capacity of the BIOS chip. Once the reading is complete, save a backup of the original BIOS data for further use.
Now, drag and drop the new BIOS file into the programmer software. You can verify here that the file has been loaded correctly. Then click Write to program the new BIOS data onto the BIOS chip.
After the data has been written successfully, I am removing the BIOS chip from the adapter and soldering it back onto the motherboard. Now, let's power on the laptop. As you can see, the machine turns on and the display is out. Now, let's move on to another machine with a no display issue. I'm connecting the DC connector, turning on the DC power supply, and then pressing the power button to start the system. As you can see, the bench power supply shows a current draw of around 0.762 amps, but the laptop still has no display.
Let me disassemble the laptop.
As you can see, the machine is filled with a lot of dust. I don't think this machine has ever been serviced before. After cleaning out the dust, I'm removing the RAM module and cleaning its pin contacts with isopropyl alcohol. After that, I reinstall the RAM module and power on the laptop again. The machine still has no display, and it isn't showing any error codes either.
I'm removing the RAM module again and installing a known good RAM module. Now, let's power on the laptop once more. As you can see, the display is finally back. Sometimes the solution is much simpler than we expect, but many of us tend to overcomplicate the diagnosis. Always start with the basic troubleshooting steps before moving on to more advanced repairs. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.